she only sings one note and then just like
bait
leaves.
and switch, baby. Bait and switch.
But like,
Love
why?
it.
What was she even doing?
It's so funny. Who cares? It's funny.
It is, yeah. What's up, guys? How's it going? We're here to compare Pokemon to Charles Dickens. So whether you're a Timmy stan or a Scrooge hater, we have the podcast for you. So like and subscribe, hit that bell, stick around for Ghost of Future Past, Christmas Past, Ghost of Christmas Present, and Ghost of Christmas Future, all your favorite ghosts. We're going to put them on a tier list. I give the Ghost of Christmas Future an S tier because he's the Grim Reaper. All right. So this is To Kill A Delibird. Sorry, that is not how our podcast normally is. Over the weekend, we were joking about those like Fortnite and Minecraft streamers that go all in, and it's fascinating how that's so popular. But it makes sense. It hits your brain.
Make sure to like the video before you've even watched it.
Yeah, this like hour.
That's what that's supposed to be for.
Hour plus video. So this is To Kill A Delibird. We're a Pokemon Rewatch podcast. I'm Graham. I come from more of the world of anime, manga, video games, and literature, which is where we kind of spin in some of the book themes. The Charles Dickens thing does kind of happen sometimes, although not quite as facetiously. And we've also got my co-host, Kellan, who is the Pokemon King. Kellan, how's it going?
You know, I'm actually today, this is going to come as a surprise to our listeners. Today, I'm actually lovely.
Oh, I actually thought you might have gone a different direction for a while. I thought you were leading up to something. I thought
all about bait and switch.
I thought you had a punchline.
Nope.
Will there ever be a punchline?
Nope.
Or is the punchline there not being a punchline? It's like, when do you steer?
The punchline is just that you get a cock tease. That's it.
Oh, okay. We're teasing. Kellan's intro is the blue balls of podcast intros. That's something.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a weird sentence to say out loud.
Yeah, I don't like that. So today, what are we looking at? We're looking at The Case of the K9 Capers and Pokemon Paparazzi, 2 more episodes. How'd you feel about these episodes?
They were okay.
I liked the first one
There's
a lot.
so much filler still. The first one was more fun. The second one did that kind of character of the week thing where they do this the same every time, where they set the character up to just seem like horrible at first.
Yep.
And then sort of like make it not that clear cut or have the character like learn a lesson suddenly. But for the first 10 minutes, that character in the second episode was insufferable and then became fine.
It's a children's show. If the character doesn't learn a lesson, what's the point?
It's like a very quick lesson. It's like a 180 on their personality.
Yep. Because you know how malleable children are.
I don't, but I believe you.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to spend some time with some, I guess they're your nieces and nephews. I was going to say niece and nephew over the weekend. They'd be my second cousin? No, first cousin once removed.
I think that, yeah. I've never understood the cousin family tree thing.
I think that's it. One first cousin once removed. Use removed to refer to generations, like if you're going up or down a generation. And then first, second cousin, etc. is like where you're jumping on the tree, but on the same level.
Yeah.
Your dad once explained that to me, and I've just been trusting it at face value ever since. So let's go with that.
Hey, you can trust everything my dad says. We'll say that.
Yeah? He's never lied to you?
He's never been wrong about anything in his life. Yeah.
Including that Miracle Whip and mayonnaise are significantly different.
That was a Christmas.
That almost divided the family, the great Miracle Whip mayonnaise debates.
For context, this was like 10 years ago at this point. It was like 2013, 14, something like that.
I figured it'd be longer, but yeah, I don't know, a while ago.
Over Christmas, the family got into a really heated debate about the differences between Miracle Whip and mayonnaise.
I remember making flow charts.
I just remember people yelling, like actually yelling about this. It got that heated.
Wow.
It was wild. But isn't Miracle Whip just literally like mayonnaise with something else that makes it different enough to put a brand on it?
Basically.
Or make it a different name?
And the additives in it do make it more suitable as like a dressing than like necessarily a condiment.
That was
which is your dad's core argument, is that they've shifted the function of the product. But they are physically very similar, though.
Yeah, that was the conclusion we came to in that argument, was mayonnaise is a spread, Miracle Whip is a dressing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then peace was resolved in the family and everyone was okay.
Well, there's different ways of knowing things, and that is knowing what those things are as a function of what they can be used as. But they're physically very similar.
I mean, there's been multiple times where I pull out the Miracle Whip instead of the mayonnaise, and it ruins my sandwich.
Yeah.
Ruins it.
I never buy Miracle Whip. What a scam.
Yeah, me neither. It's always when I'm back home.
It's always mayo.
It's always mayo.
Have you ever had Japanese mayo? I'm guessing the answer is no. It is mayonnaise. It is the same as Western mayonnaise, but it's made with yolk instead of whites. So it's like extra rich. It's like the richest mayo ever. And it's good. You can even eat it just like as a topping, or like to dip things on, like put it on top of your broccoli or something. It tastes great.
I thought you were about to say you can just eat it.
Well, I would still put it on something.
not just gonna chug it out of the bottle.
You could, like a big mayonnaise baby.
You shouldn't.
Give me my mayonnaise.
You shouldn't, but you could.
That's so weird. Yeah, and you know what else is weird?
What?
The wild world of mystery literature. So, one of the episodes this week, its title is The Case of the Canine Capers, right? And I thought that sounded like it could be a mystery novel, like a Sherlock Holmes novel or something. So, I have devised a top 10 list. These are the top 10 rejected Sherlock Holmes or just general detective stories, because I'm not limiting it to a time frame. Top 10 rejected detective story titles.
Beautiful.
You want to go through these with me?
Hit us with number 10.
Okay, number 10. The Curious Case of the Wi-Fi Printer That Just Won't Connect.
Is this a reference to me trying to print shit out this morning? My printer was not fucking working.
I think that did remind me of how awful printers can be. They are just like these temperamental little children of machinery.
I'm trying to print out like business cards for the podcast so we can get some like advertising going and stuff. I just can't get my goddamn printer to function at all.
Well, we pray for it.
It's pissing me off. It's pissing me off.
And now there's a whole novel about it. Which leads us to number 9. The existential enigma of how Costco keeps their hot dogs so cheap.
It's because the founder told them that they'd raise the hot dog price over his dead body.
Oh, that's the whole book then.
That is.
You solved it. You're a brilliant detective, Kellan.
The only thing unaffected by inflation are Costco hot dogs.
Short novel. I think it goes deeper. It goes all the way to the top, man. It's got to do with Barack Obama.
You and your conspiracies.
Which leads us to number 8. The salacious scandal of the sad-looking lettuce at Subway. Y'all seen that sad lettuce? It's looking at you.
It's so sad. It's so depressed. Makes me depressed.
I get the spinach. It's a little bit livelier.
Yeah. The thing is, with the lettuce, they put so much on if you don't specify just a little lettuce. It is like full of lettuce.
It's just like soggy iceberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, no, sad. Thank you.
Okay, so that novel might be a little bit longer. Number 7. The perplexing puzzle of the pickle jar that no one can open. I just like the idea of that pickle jar going around like Watson's trying it, Holmes is trying, no one can do it. The police chief in all of London can't open this jar.
Legend has it that the one person that is able to open this pickle jar will become King of Camelot.
Oh my god, that's brilliant. This carton
like a Monty
of
Python
dills,
sketch.
Delivered by Lady England herself. Well, what isn't a Monty Python sketch is number 6. The recurring riddle of random firework noises on a weeknight.
Yeah, that was 4 days ago for us.
Well, that wasn't random. Sometimes I feel like I'm sitting in bed and I'm like, is someone firing off fireworks?
Is it fireworks or is it
just like a Wednesday? Yeah, is it
our favorite game?
Or is it a car backfiring? Or in your case, was it a car burning? Didn't you say in the middle of the night you saw a car burning once?
Around 3 or 4 a.m., I get woken up to a really loud bang, which definitely sounds like a gunshot, and it goes off a couple more times. So I think, oh fuck, there is a shooter outside my door, or outside my window out on the street. And then it goes quiet for a little bit. So I get out of bed and I sneak over to my window and I peek through the blinds. Not a gunman. Apparently, the car across the street was on fire.
And we don't know what happened.
We don't know what happened. It was a weird night.
So that kind of is a mystery novel.
Mm-hmm.
Of the burning inferno outside of your apartment.
Spontaneous combustion.
Yeah, well, that's got to be it. That's what the police ruled it. Better not look into this one.
Yeah.
What else you shouldn't look into? Number 5. The adventure of the avocado that wouldn't ripen, but then suddenly was way too ripe.
You blinked. That's what you did wrong. You blinked.
Yeah. You're like, finally I'll have guacamole. Oh, that's bad. Oh, avocados.
Avocados are so fun to open, though.
Oh, yeah. Like how to cut them, you're saying? Around the pit?
Yeah, you cut them, then you cut around the pit, and then you smack the pit with a knife and twist it and pull it out. It's awesome. It's very satisfying.
There you go. More cooking ingredients or instructions on TCAD. And number 4 is definitely not related to cooking. The inscrutable instance of the infinite ass wipe. Also titled, Why Does the Paper Still Look Brown?
It's like I'm wiping a marker.
yeah, that's from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Wiping, it's still coming.
Did you have a fun time this week looking at thesaurus.com for mysterious adjectives?
Are you calling me out?
Synonyms?
Yes, that's exactly what I did to make the beginnings. Yes. How else would I come up with that?
I don't know. You have a master's. You probably took some English classes.
Oh, you always got to bring up education when anything slightly intelligent is involved, like using a thesaurus.
You're a guy with a master's, and now you're talking about Pokemon on a shitty little podcast every week
on the internet.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean that's how life leads you.
Number 3,
and life also leads us to number 3. The storied secret of the salami that has been in the back of the fridge for a year, but still might be okay. It looks all right.
Give it a smell.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
You smell this? You smell this? Does this smell funny to you?
If we put enough mustard on it, it's okay, right? Right?
Can't taste the funk if you cover it in ketchup.
Exactly.
Number 2.
Number 2. Also, you might want to cover this one in ketchup. The fantastic feat of the person home alone who smelled a fart that wasn't theirs.
You missed a good rhyme.
Oh, what?
Should have been home alone who smelled the fart that wasn't their own.
Home alone who smelled a fart that wasn't their own. That is better. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Now that's a beautiful title.
I should be doing the comedy bits.
A terrifying story. Who farted?
The fart was coming from inside the house.
I swear, officer, I never fart. It couldn't be me. And number one is just an age-old mystery that really haunts the earth, and we all go around falling to our knees when it happens and crying, "Why, God, why?" Number 1, the melancholic mystery of the single sock left in the dryer when a pair clearly went in.
And then you have too many coat hangers.
Why, God? Where'd all the coat hangers come from?
The sock is the larval state of the coat hanger. We all know this.
Oh, that's brilliant. I haven't heard that one.
It's an old one.
It spread its wings. What is the in-between? Is there like a cocoon?
No one has seen it. The sock goes into hiding. It has to crystallize.
The socks congregate to the mysterious garden a la Bulbasaur. Where they become coat hangers.
Into coat hangers.
Yeah. And Ash's sock was so brave, it stayed a sock. Oh, Ash's brave sock. All right, is that enough horsing around? Is that enough jokes?
That's plenty jokes.
Yeah, we hate jokes.
There will be no more jokes for the rest of this podcast.
If we make anybody laugh,
purely serious,
we're going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
If we make anyone laugh, we got to pay $100. No, that's what rich YouTubers say.
I do not have that.
Yeah, we're not
do
doing
not make that promise.
We're not doing that.
Good.
If you laugh, that's your prize.
That's
cool.
Fine. That's fine.
Cool, man. We ain't the laugh police. But this next episode has police. Let's do it.
Yeah. It's the case of the K9 caper. we open the episode. The gang is continuing to Cinnabar, again, through the forest. We see Jigglypuff is back and about to sing, when in the distance we hear Jenny yelling, "Stop, thief!" And a man with a big bag and a gun comes running out of the woods.
Yeah, and
bang.
he looks like a thief, they say, because he's got a gun.
He actually really looks like the burglar trainer class in Red and Blue.
Oh, that's an interesting tidbit.
So he's probably based on that.
Okay, so kind of an NPC character you can battle in the original games. Very nice, very nice.
So
Pikachu looks scared. He's like, I don't fuck
terrified
with guns, man.
Yeah, Pikachu's terrified, and for good reason. I mean, man could shoot him.
Yeah, what is the type matchup against guns? Like, do guns just get critical on everything?
I think everything but steel, I'm pretty sure.
There you go.
So Jenny's Growlithe jumps in, knocks the gun out of the guy's hand, and then Pikachu jumps in for the Thunderbolt. We saved the day!
Hooray!
And then a whistle blows, and a herd of Growlithe come in and surround the gang.
Yeah, these are basically, we've been introduced to Growlithe before. They're the puppy Pokemon. But in this episode, they're basically German Shepherds.
Yeah. That's like the typical police dog, right?
I think so.
Sounds about
Someone
right.
might correct me. Maybe it's something that looks like a German Shepherd, but isn't quite. The Danish Shepherd. The Swedish Shepherd.
So Jenny and the other officers go in to check on the burglar guy, because it turns out he's not a thief. He is a cop, and he was training the K9 unit. He wasn't actually stealing anything.
Oh, the thief was an officer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he looked like a thief. Whatever a thief looks
finally.
like.
Yeah, and this is the episode I think we got our like formal introduction to Growlithe as a Pokemon, because we got like the Dex entry and everything.
Right. This is like the Growlithe episode.
So Growlithe is thought to be the perfect Pokemon for the police because they're ready to kill on a moment's notice.
So they go for the throat, and they don't disobey orders, which is a big thing. They really respect the chain of command.
And so Jenny lines them up, has them say hello to the gang, and they all bark in unison. Very cute. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we see Team Rocket spying from a tree. We hear James has the perfect plan to catch those puppies. What is that plan gonna be?
I don't know. Meowth's just hoping that their bark is worse than their bite. Whatever that means.
Funny. I mean, I think it's quite literal. So back at the station, wherever the fuck we are, I don't know. The gang is scarfing down some food. Ash is kind of annoyed that this Growlithe seemed to be braver than Pikachu. But I think Pikachu is justified in that situation, considering the guy had a gun, and that's what Misty and Brock
that out. Yeah,
point that
Misty
out.
And Brock point that out. They're like, well, he had a gun.
He could have gotten shot, Ash.
Yeah, Jenny's like, you need special training to attack guns.
You can't attack the gun type without finding the one guy in Saffron City that'll train you in that.
So you think that's a move? D-gun? Or is it like an item they hold? It's like Kevlar. Your Pokemon's holding Kevlar.
Unfortunately, I don't think Pokemon has any gun-held items.
That's good.
It's unfortunate, because that'd be kind of funny.
It's like very Digimon, where they evolve and they have like bazookas on their back.
Your Pikachu is holding an AK-47.
Your Pikachu watched some Russian YouTube video. He now has a grenade. Ash
starts to think of having his Pokemon train with the police officers. He wants them to be able to hold a handgun and aim properly, all that jazz. He wants Jenny to train his Pokemon.
Yeah, and Pikachu's like dealing with something else while this goes on. Togepi's like
side gag.
Going to the edge of the table, and he's grabbing some food, and looks like Togepi's almost gonna fall off. So Pikachu like is helping him, and then Pikachu just falls off.
It's very cute.
It has
nothing to do with anything.
No, except Pikachu just looks down on his luck right now. He's both on the ground and, not really sure about this whole police training plan.
Mm-hmm. But Jenny is going to let them take part in the training course tomorrow. And by tomorrow, she means 4 a.m., which kill me.
Yeah, that's wild. she just walks into
Ash
their little hostel
into it. Neither's
room
Pikachu.
At 4 a.m. and whistles. This 4 a.m. whistling animation is kind of cool, too. It's like lightning bolts are coming out of her whistle. But like these graphically designed neon lightning bolts. Very 80s, 90s kind of aesthetic.
And so Pikachu is going to race Growlithe on the obstacle course. Ash is very confident in Pikachu's ability to beat Growlithe. But he has to race too. He has to race alongside Pikachu, as Jenny will do the course alongside Growlithe as well.
Which is a nice lesson here. She's basically saying, Pokemon listen to you and they respect you. You need to be able to do this stuff too, which is something Ash has really been struggling with, and that's going to come to a culmination a few weeks from now, where we start to see the Charmeleon stuff pay off. Or I guess he's a Charizard already.
He already is a Charizard, yep. And so the race is on. They're running down the track, and they screech to a halt at one of those like low barbed wire things that you're supposed to crawl under. And they look at it and they're like, wait, how are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to get over this? What are we supposed to do?
Yeah, they have no idea.
And so Jenny and Growlithe are able to get ahead. They just start crawling under it because that's literally what you do.
Yeah, they just do it. They just go on all fours, start crawling, and Ash and Pikachu are like, crawling. Oh.
And so they start to crawl, but Pikachu gets his tail caught in the wire. It's so sad.
Yeah, and we get our Ash death counter rolling.
There's a lot of it in this one. Pikachu shocks the wire to get out of it, and it also ends up shocking Ash. But they get out, and we move on to the vertical wall.
Yeah, very stereotypical. These are like your classic Spartan race kind of events. So the straight vertical wall, Ash is trying to climb it, keeps falling down. Pikachu's watching. Ash almost gets to the top. He's holding on by his fingers, falls again, lands right on Pikachu.
And Ash death counter 2.
2.
And defeated, they seem to have quit. They've thrown in the towel. They're off on the bench, sitting down.
They're so tired.
Ash does want to keep trying, though, so that Pikachu is the best that he can be. But come on, Ash. Pikachu is already the best. Have you not seen this little
tough
chunker?
As Growlithe. And
fantastic.
And really, we're going to dive into what toughness means in this episode. Ash has a pretty skewed sense of it, which is weird because, like, he has been the, like, trust in your Pokemon, let them choose their own path guy. And suddenly he's, like, a little bit lost on that. A little out of character for him.
But then suddenly, a Growlithe van comes crashing through the wall. It's Team Rocket! Shocker!
In a Growlithe van. They will just, like, create the wildest vehicles, like, out of nowhere.
Gyarados sub, the Kangaskhan mech, now we have the Growlithe van.
Yeah, and that Tickle
Fantastic. Bot. And the Tickle bot. So they do their entire motto without any jokes, and it's very boring.
Been there, done that.
But the Growlithe surround them. They've been cornered. Yeah, says the police Pokemon give him the creeps because they're dogs, and he's a cat.
He's like, why can't we steal something more cat-friendly?
Hilarious, Meowth. You're so funny.
Yeah, there's some good dialogue here. So basically we get introduced to Team Rocket's plan, and Jesse's like, gets mad at Meowth. You coward. We can do anything once we get that pack of obedient Growlithe. They'll do whatever we command, okay? And then they do this little poem. They'll rob banks whenever we see them. They'll steal artworks from every museum. We'll be the richest criminals of all time. The queen, the king, the cat of crime.
It's so random. Why do they do this?
I love it. I love it.
I love it too.
I'm
it's
here
fantastic.
for the Team Rocket poetry.
But it makes no sense.
But it's like suddenly they're just like, let's like have some really fun writing for this one random piece of dialogue.
So the part of their plan this time is they have this, what they call esophagus that they're going to spray around. It's this canister. It's got a gloom on the side, and they spray it. It's going to keep Growlithe from using their noses. And so everyone's breathing this in except for Team Rocket. They have gas masks on.
Sniff of this, whiff of this, hear the metamorphosis. James says that. I don't know why.
Did he? I do not remember that one.
Yeah, he does. I don't know why metamorphosis fits here. So the gloom on the canister is kind of interesting, though, right? Because there's that episode back with the Erica gym where they break in and they end up with just the foul gloom odor. Could this be related to that?
The foreshadowing. Oh my god. Amazing. I forgot about that completely. And then they use the Psyduck gas. Some of their gas tanks got Psyduck on the side this time. And it makes everyone's voice go really high. So it's just helium, right?
Yeah, and I don't know about them ever milking a Psyduck in a previous episode, so I don't know where this gas comes from. But this, apparently, again, according to Bulbapedia, this is a bit of a joke because in the Japanese language voice acting, Psyduck has a really high-pitched voice. So that's why they're saying this is a gas that makes you sound like Psyduck. That doesn't carry over into English because Psyduck's voice is kind of low, so...
I thought it was a gas that was gonna make them all really
stupid. Yeah, or I'll have a headache, or just like forget everything. Yeah,
a headache would have made a lot more sense. Yeah. So Jenny commands the Growlithe squad to round him up, but the Growlithe can't understand her now because her voice is too high.
Yeah, as Meowth puts it, they sound like one of the chipmunks. Okay, so that just means he just referenced Alan and the Chipmunks.
Alan and the Chipmunks?
Alvin! Alvin!
Alan!
You're right, it's Alvin. Oh my god. Sometimes my brain just fails me. My dad is really bad for this. He'll like mix up words and just keep talking, and I'm definitely inheriting it. It's brutal.
Your dad also says popcorn. So.
Yeah, he says all kinds of weird shit. And I'm inheriting it. My language is just turning into this like spoken word improv routine. Involving Alan and the Chipmunks.
So Alvin and the Chipmunks is canonical in the Pokemon universe.
Yeah, there you go. They all want hula hoops.
Are Alvin and the Chipmunks fictional in the Pokemon universe? Or are Alvin, Simon, and Theodore actually, like, are they Pokemon?
Okay, so they're kind of like the Eevee line, where there's like, like a core one.
Chipmunk.
Yeah, there's like a chipmunk that's just like non-elemental. And then you give them either the Fire Stone, the Water Stone, or the Leaf Stone. And there you go. You get the three of them because that's the colors they wear.
Brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
Fan art, please. Alvin and the Chipmunks is
a water type.
I want that as fan art. Alvin and the Chipmunks is Pokemon.
Yes,
get it done,
evolutions.
People. So then we get a beautiful, a wonderful, incredible quick change event from Jesse and James. They pull up the curtain. And we get some great dialogue from James I wrote down. Ooh, pass me that, will you? No, that's mine. Ooh, hand me those pumps.
Hand me those pumps. Very Tootsie.
Brilliant. Yes. Brilliant. I loved it. Lower the curtain. They've changed into Jenny outfits. They look just like Officer Jenny.
This is great. And I love James's enthusiasm for putting on any kind of disguise and always trying to dress in drag like a woman.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's kind of ahead of its time in some ways. I mean, not because like we're also supposed to Team Rocket are kind of the villains, but like by this point we kind of like Team Rocket. Like they're just kind of up to shenanigans. I don't know.
And no one in the show makes fun of him for it either. They're just like, oh, that's James.
That's why it's cool. Yeah, it's like, he just likes to dress like a woman. That's cool.
It's great. So they have a bullhorn, and it has a Jenny voice modulator on it that they can use to command the Growlithe, and they have the Growlithe rope up Jenny, and they sick him on the gang.
This is quite the device. This is like AI
incredibly
before
impressive.
AI. Yeah.
Very impressive.
It's just like synthesizing Jenny's voice on the fly, like a real-time voice synthesizer. We don't really have this technology yet. Not a real-time one, anyways.
So Ash tries to battle them, because that's what Ash does, but he realizes he left his balls in the bedroom. And we look back to the bed, and there's 6 Pokeballs on the bed, even though he only has 5 Pokemon on him. What's up with that? What's up with that, Pokemon?
There's always weird little errors like that.
What's up with that?
What's up with that?
All they have is Togepi, and so we're going to go into this incredible sequence where Togepi jumps into battle and destroys everyone, right?
Yeah, Togepi starts like bench pressing and really showing off all of their moves.
Everyone knows Togepi can bench press about 550 pounds.
Yeah, that's canon.
Yeah. We saw that in the first episode. But unfortunately, Togepi doesn't jump into action. Pikachu, from above, shocks into frame and then dives into frame. It's great. But when did Pikachu disappear? That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know. I thought it was around the whole time.
Yeah, me too. And then suddenly he's back? I didn't know he went anywhere.
Jenny is tied up during all of this, right? They used they could command the Growlithe, and they tied her up in ropes. And then, like, basically they're going to take off with the Growlithe. That's Team Rocket's plan. But yeah, Pikachu is the only Pokemon around. It's weird, too, that they conveniently didn't have their other Pokeballs on them. Like, that's never happened before. Like, they never just leave them around.
Yeah, I mean, it's a story device. We gotta have a way for them not to fight so that they can have this whole bit that comes up. Yeah. Team Rocket has a dial on their bullhorn. They can switch to Ash's voice now, and so Jesse's gonna do so. But there's an error here. Here's an error for you.
Error time.
If you noticed, right before Jessie turns the dial on the thing, she says Pikachu. She's supposed to say that in her own voice. She says it in Ash's voice. Then she turns the bullhorn to the Ash modulation, and then is able to speak as Ash's voice through the bullhorn. She was supposed to be like, Pikachu, oh wait, we gotta change the voice, and then do so, but they screwed that one up.
Maybe they just didn't record Jessie saying that, the Jessie voice actor, so they just used a clip of Ash again. And we're like, yeah,
Jessie and James say Pikachu every episode.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It is weird. It is a weird error.
They use the voice modulation to try and trick Pikachu, just as they tricked the Growlithe. And then we get this incredible... This is one of my favorite little sequences that we've had so far.
Yeah.
They zoom out, and it's supposed to be like one of those common bits where it's like two people are fighting over the dog, and they're trying to like see which one comes...
Come here, lassie.
Who the dog goes to, who the dog likes more. And Pikachu just turns around and waddles a few steps towards Ash and puts his hand on his leg and turns back to Team Rocket. He's like,
this is Ash.
This is Ash.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. This right here. This is Ash. I know who this is.
And do you like Ash's eyes next?
It's so cute. The whole thing is so cute because Ash is...
He melts.
So happy. He melts about it.
And his eyes become these, like, shoujo anime girl eyes. Like, they're, like,
so
shiny
big
and huge and watery. Like, suddenly we're watching Sailor Moon or Cardcaptor Sakura or something. Really, really touching, though. Like, it's like Ash is so heartwarmed. And I really like how they animate his eyes here. It's a good gag.
It's so funny how he's so heartwarmed over Pikachu just being like, "You're not Ash. This is the guy. I know who this is."
Yeah, like you don't look like Ash. But also, okay, they went to the effort of going into Jenny disguises before, and then they were just like, "Oh, but Pikachu will be dumb enough that we only need a trick with the voice."
Put the hat on.
Yeah,
no, but she throws the hat on. So
yes, it's all about the hat.
Yeah, Pikachu's not stupid, though.
Yeah, Pikachu's just like, what is going on? This is
Pikachu knows exactly what's happening at all times. He is, like, the most observant and aware character in this show.
Yeah.
And so Brock explains it to us. Ash and Pikachu recognize what's in each other's hearts, so Pikachu can't be fooled by someone using a fake voice. I think the more important factor is that Ash's face is different from Jesse's face.
That too.
Yeah. Ash doesn't have the 3-foot-long hair in a spiral.
They all just look entirely different. Yeah.
And so Team Rocket sicks the Growlithe gang on him again, but Pikachu bolts them all. No problem.
Yeah.
Until he is exhausted.
And he's just bolting them over and over, and this part kind of made me laugh. It's like a high-pitched Pikachu scream you hear. Pika! 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 Keeps getting higher and higher.
He does it all until he's so dizzy, and he's used up like all of his electricity. He's used way too much electricity, so now we don't know what we're gonna do. We don't have any of our Pokemon. How are we gonna fight off the rest of these Growlithe? And then suddenly music stops. Jigglypuff walks on.
This is a weird bit.
Spotlight comes down on Jigglypuff. She sings a note and then walks off.
I thought this was going to be another Deus Ex Jigglypuff where they just resolve the whole episode with her putting them to sleep. But she only sings one note and then just like
bait
leaves.
And switch, baby. Bait and switch.
But like, why? What was she even doing?
It's so funny. Who cares? It's funny.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, like she sings one note and then she's so dejected that she just walks off. Spotlight goes away. Music comes back on.
Yeah. And everyone's like, okay.
Okay. All right, let's get back to beating each other up. Jenny has gotten out of her ropes and one of the Growlithe attacks her. And we get, boom, flashback time.
Flashback time.
We see photos of Jenny raising this Growlithe from a pup, taking care of it when it was sick, being just a loving, caring parent
all the good
to this
times,
Growlithe.
all the bad times. They've been
And
through
then
it all.
Growlithe rips her hand off, and there's blood everywhere.
He digs into her aorta in what can only be a monstrous act of dejection towards its owner.
He rips open her chest and pulls out her beating heart.
And as all the Growliths bathe in the blood of the officer. No, that's not what happens.
I think we're creating a better episode, though.
Turns out that human blood actually makes Growlithe evolve past Arcanine into Hellhound.
Ooh. There's 3 heads.
Yeah, Cerberus.
Unfortunately, that is not what happened. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yeah, backing up.
Growlithe recognizes what's in Jenny's heart instead of ripping her hand off and is not fooled any longer. They have turned on Team Rocket. All the Growlithe have realized what's going on.
Yeah, so it's just like the head honcho Growlithe. Once it figures it out, all the other ones are like, oh, that's Jenny.
Oh, you're the person we've been seeing every day for the past 6 years. That makes sense. But Meowth drives off without Jesse and James because he's a little scaredy
Dimwit
cat.
dogs.
And the Growlithe bite them on the ass, and they go running off again. Back to the gang. Got a resolution. Ash has learned Pikachu doesn't need to train with the K9 SWAT to be the perfect Pokemon. He's perfect just the way he is, which is what I've been trying to tell you, Ash. Brock has gotten a hold of one of Team Rocket's voice modulating bullhorns, and he's complimenting himself in Jenny's voice.
Oh, Brock, so sad.
This was so funny, though.
He's like, you're the coolest, Brock. You're so
You're
cool.
so handsome. Fantastic.
And then Misty's like, you're pathetic.
And they're heading back off to Cinnabar. Brock is left behind the voice transmogrifier, but our good friend Jigglypuff finds it.
Yeah,
and that's the episode.
That's how it's left. That's the open
cliffhanger.
Book. Yes. So that will come back?
I'm assuming so.
But you don't remember either, eh?
I do not. I mean, once we're past the next, 2 weeks or so, I don't remember anything.
Oh, it's been a long time since you've
Yeah.
watched them, or possibly not seen some of them.
Yeah, I've seen a good portion to most of Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh. I've seen the whole Orange Islands. I know that one. I haven't seen the last of the Indigo League in a long time, though. So
Okay,
we'll
so it'll be pretty fresh. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so literary hour.
Time.
This is the time of the episode where I try to compare the story from the episode to some kind of piece of literature or a comic or something, and it's always a huge stretch and usually kind of dumb. So today's, from the title, I really got stuck on Sherlock Holmes. There wasn't really a mystery.
It's not a mystery,
though. It's not a mystery. But I'm still going to go with the Holmes story, The Hound of the Baskerville, by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, because of the dogs. But so this is one of the big popular stories, and it's one of the ones that I believe is a full novel or novella. I haven't read it, so the version I'm more familiar with is the one in the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock series from 2012. So this is a TV adaptation. It's a 88-minute episode, so it's basically a short movie. But there's a part in it that is actually relevant, I remember, where, Sherlock's looking into this mystery, and then there ends up being this whole kind of subplot about this, lab in the town, and he deduces that a chemical weapon there has been triggering violent hallucinations. So basically, he is seeing and hearing the dog noises and things. It's this change of the senses that is happening. Kind of the reverse of what happened here, where they change how Jenny sounds and that sort of thing. And they're changing their own voices. But still that kind of mind manipulation, along with the dogs, kind of does have a bit of a coincidence. But this chemical manipulation is only in the 2012 BBC adaptation, I believe, not in the original.
Dog.
One day, Kellan might have something to add.
One day.
To Literature Hour.
I may know any of these things you're talking about.
You've seen, a Sherlock Holmes adaptation before, though, right?
I saw the Will Ferrell Holmes and Watson.
Oh, my God. So you've never seen the BBC Benedict Cumberbatch one?
No.
You might have to watch that. At least the first 2 seasons, I think, are pretty good. Then it gets weird, and they're short seasons. They're almost more like little movies. Like each episode is like 90 minutes, and a season will only be like 3 episodes. So they're more like little
Typical
movies.
Britain.
Yeah, exactly. But they're very good. They're very good. Good TV.
I believe it. Yeah. All right. For poor.
Yeah, so the other thing we do to every episode is we sample from the 4-pour, the plastic ping pong pitcher of objective rankings, where we've got categories in here we'll randomly sample, and then we'll give them a score. We do 2 categories per anime episode. If you've got ideas for different categories, please send them in. Either comment on the YouTube videos on the Hydra Leech channel, or email them to killadelibird@gmail.com. All right, Kellan, I hear you fishing around. What's our first category?
Our first category will be the most recent category to be added, I believe, episode title.
Ooh, okay, I like this title, but
It's not a bad title.
I don't like the payoff of it. Like, I like the case of the K9 Caper, but there's no case.
But it's not a mystery.
It's
There's
not
no
a
case.
mystery.
Yeah.
It's a misleading title. And, like, I'm okay for titles that are a bait. That's okay to an extent. But this one skews expectations, and it doesn't live up to the expectations. I thought there was going to be a mystery. There was not. But the case of the K9 Caper, love the sounds in it. I love the 9. I love the hard C sounds. And then I like how it kind of relates it to Growlithe, too, but in a way that kind of sounds more police doggy. In Japanese, the episode's called Police Dog Guardy. So that's worse. But I'm going to go with a 6 because I do feel jebaited by it, so I gotta bring it down a bit.
Yeah, they may as well have put in all caps in parentheses at the end, gone wrong, gone sexual, not clickbait. You know?
You won't believe what happens to these Growlithes.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast pays $10,000 to every Growlithe.
I was actually thinking 4.
Okay, so we got a 5 between us.
Just because it is, there's no case.
There's no case.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's just dog.
Yeah, you got us.
All right, category 2 will be the originality of the episode.
Okay,
there's nothing fun about Team Rocket.
No, that one is a bit of a redux, but that their whole scheme actually with voice modulation is new, so that part is original. Ash is his dilemma with Pikachu new? Sorta not. Like, there's always been this struggle between him wanting to push his Pokemon to just be strong, but then he ultimately just listens to what they want and things turn out better, and we've kind of been through that before. This is the most we've seen Jenny, but not new sides of Jenny, and then we just have the same
new
Brock
Pokemon.
bits. I think the voice modulation stuff is the most, the kind of the new part. And there is some originality there to the interpretation of Growlithe. Like, as a police dog, that's a brand new thing. So I'm going to go with 6 again.
I feel like we've seen Growlithe as a police dog already.
No, you've brought it up, saying she usually has a Growlithe. Maybe she did once, but it wasn't like a highlighted much. It was like a very minor thing if it was. We've seen Growlithe as James's Growly.
We saw Lara Laramie's Growlithe.
Yeah.
In the Flame Pokemon-a-thon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay.
It's a hard 6 for me, dog.
Yeah, you said 6. Yeah, I'll meet you at 6.
6s, so 5.5 total for the case of the K9 Caper. It's actually a decent score because the 4-pour is a relentless beast. You know,
it's a masochistic asshole.
Yeah,
that's what
it very is. It very is.
Let's jump into episode 57. It is Pokemon Paparazzi.
Okay, and this episode, I said earlier, this is one of those episodes that has a character of the week who is very unlikable and kind of becomes likable by the end. This one's interesting, though, because this is basically the Pokemon Snap prequel, right?
I want to say it came out already.
It, in the United States, it did, or it was coming out around the same time. But this came out before Pokemon Snap in Japan, I believe.
Pokemon Paparazzi, first broadcast, Japan, July 23rd, 1998. Pokemon Snap, if the page would like to load. Oh my god, why does it do this? Thank god I edit, so I can cut out all this fucking silence.
In Japan, March 21st, 99. And this episode was July 23rd, 98.
Yes.
So this episode came out before the game.
What about in the West?
Okay, the episode came out April 17th, 99, and Pokemon Snap was released in July of 99. So it was a prequel in both cases, yeah.
No, wait, when was Pokemon Snaps released in Japan?
Pokemon Snaps released in Japan was in March 99.
March 99. Oh, okay, yeah. Numbers are confusing.
The episode, both in the US, both in North America and in Japan, came out before Pokemon Snap. And they say that the character Todd in this episode is the main character of Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, there you go.
Directly
Todd
based
Snap.
on the character there.
Pokemon Snap, the N64 game where you take pictures of Pokemon, and it's much better than it sounds.
Yeah, and then it finally got a sequel how many years later that everyone was begging for?
Is the sequel good?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
So let's learn about Todd in this episode then. It starts off with the first time that we've seen rice balls referred to as rice balls.
Yeah, I freaked out.
Oh, I know, I freaked out too. There's been so many episodes where they have called rice balls jelly donuts in the adaptation, like in the dub. And this time they're feeding Togepi rice balls, and Brock's just cooking them, and he's like, rice balls, so good, rice balls, yeah. He's like, life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, and when you got rice, you make rice balls. Who wants a rice ball? I was like, wow.
Yeah, my notes just say, Misty is feeding Togepi jelly donuts. Whoa, Ash calls them rice balls.
Yeah, what a swerve.
Yeah, he's making them, and then we see something spying on him from the bushes.
Ooh.
You just see down someone's, what looks like a scope.
Yeah, sniper rifle.
I have the Pikachu in my sights, and I'm sitting here thinking, take the shot! And he shoots! Ash, in his imagination, he shoots, rather.
The president is down.
President down! Mr. President, get down! And so he dives to save everyone, knocking the rice into the river.
Wow.
No!
Oh, Ash.
Oh, no! What an absolute disaster.
Ash's real agenda here is he hates rice. What a terrible display, Ash. And everyone's mad at him.
Yeah, well, he thought someone was trying to shoot them.
Togepi's crying. Everyone's mad at Ash.
And so he has Squirtle fire a water gun at 1 o'clock, and it flushes a person out of the bushes.
Yeah, and it's weird they don't apologize to Ash right away, because they're not like, oh, you're right, Ash.
And so they ask if he's okay, and the guy said, he checks his camera. He says, it's okay. And Misty's like, we weren't asking about your camera, we were asking about you. And he's like, well, you see, this camera is my life. And there's no space between this dialogue, because it just cuts to Ash aggressively saying, well, get yourself a new life.
Yeah, he's just like, loser. Pokemon or die. That is what this world is about. And you chose cameras, you suck.
There's no break here. Like, it is literally just, well, you see, this camera is my life. Get yourself a new life.
You paparazzi piece of shit.
It's okay, Ash. Just chill out for a second. So this is Todd. He loves taking pictures, and that's his whole character.
Yeah, and he's honored. He really wants this picture of Pikachu. He's obsessed with getting a picture of Pikachu.
And his dream is to be, or not. He's not even the dream. He is already.
Yeah, he proclaims himself
Pokemon photo master or masker. Ash
thinks he says masker, and then suddenly he's wearing a Blastoise mask. Apparently, this is a dub change, where in the original, this is a pun comparing the words camera to Kamex, which is what Blastoise is named.
And so we go back to his home. He brags about being the only person to have taken a photo of an Aerodactyl. And they look at the photo, and Ash is in the photo. It's from that episode. And if you missed that episode, here's another flashback. This isn't the first time we flash back to that episode.
Yeah, to remind us of what happened. Ash was held in the air by an Aerodactyl and almost eaten. And so Ash is like, I'm in that picture. Todd is like, bet. And he rolls and gets his CSI equipment out and
Can you enhance that?
Yeah.
We both made the same joke. They enhance the photo on his computer in my notes.
Slow hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Enhance.
So Ash is able to prove it's him, and Todd's a cocky little asshole about it. He's like, oh, you're in the picture, and nobody knows who you are, and I take the photo, and I'm world famous.
Yeah, it's so weird. He also is like calling Ash puny when he's looking at it.
Mhm.
You hear that puny thing? And then
Aerodactyl is huge.
Just in a manipulative action, just spins around, and he's like, I know, I'll make you guys pancakes. I was like, oh my god, this Todd is like unhinged.
It's in exchange for a hot Pikachu photo session.
That is what he says. Those exact words. He's like, one steamy sesh with Pikachu for a pancake, please.
And it's chow time. They're having their pancakes. Pikachu has a bib on, and he's so excited about pancakes, and it's so cute.
And they're good-looking pancakes. Anime food really hits.
He tries to pose for a photo, but he feels so awkward. Pikachu can't smile. Not when his photo is being taken. Not when he knows
this is kind of relatable. I know you've all been there. When put on the spot, it's like, oh, I don't know what to do with my arms. Like, that's what Pikachu's like trying to pose. His like arms are out, and he looks so awkward.
It's
really
like when
funny.
people sing "Happy Birthday" to you. Like, what are you supposed to do in that moment?
You're supposed to look straight ahead and go into your head, and then replay the whole series of Seinfeld in one instant. And then come back out and laugh.
When he takes the photo, Pikachu instinctively bolts him. Classic Pikachu. So he tries again, but it's just not working. He needs to photograph. He needs to photograph Pokemon in their natural habitat. And I noticed, when they cut to this second shot right after he tries to take the photo a second time, Pikachu's missing his bib. Where's the bib? What's up with that Pokemon?
He couldn't have just taken it off?
It's immediate. It's the next frame.
The curious case of the teleporting bib.
Mm-hmm. And so Todd shows off his candid photos.
He's got a whole wall of them.
The Eevee one is adorable.
Yeah, and people, they love it. Suddenly, like the whole gang kind of turned around. They're like, wow, these are great pictures. They look so cute and carefree. And Todd's like, yeah, I only gotta get them when they don't know they're on camera. No consent forms from this guy.
And so Ash offers to let Todd take a photo of his other Pokemon. He sends out his other Pokemon, as do Brock and Misty. Notably, once again, Ash, smart, does not bring out Charizard.
Yeah, we haven't seen Charizard in a while, so Ash did kind of learn for a bit that guy's a loose cannon.
Yeah, I guess when he comes back soon, I'm curious as to if Ash will think Charizard will listen to him, or will hope Charizard will listen to him, or
yeah, I don't know what he thinks.
If there's a difference there.
Yeah.
But Todd only wants to take pictures of Pikachu. He's very adamant about it. And so they ask him why he wants to take pictures of Pikachu. And he says, well, you see. And then Brock immediately goes, no, we don't see. Well, you didn't let him fucking finish, Brock.
I know, he's telling you. He's actively telling you.
But then Todd does say he can't say why he's so intent on taking pictures of Pikachu. And then we get, in the next scene,
we get the flashback. So what actually happened here? And this whole setup is kind of awesome.
It's fantastic. So an old Jesse and James beg Todd to capture Pikachu before she passes on. They had a Pikachu just like this one, and they really need this Pikachu.
They're dressed up so old-timey, like a suit and a gown, as senior citizens. You need to capture us this Pikachu before I die.
And they show him photos of this Pikachu that he needs to capture. And Pikachu in this photo doesn't have stripes on his back.
Well, Todd's also totally unimpressed with the pictures. Todd's like, his mindset here is like, yeah, these are not good pictures. Yeah, no, I'll capture you way better pictures.
So yeah, he agrees to capture Pikachu. On film.
They never actually say physically capture Pikachu, no. And Todd never actually says, gonna capture you on film. So they just part ways. Todd thinking that, he needs to get a good picture of Pikachu to save this old woman's heart. And them, Team Rocket, thinking that they have conscripted this boy to steal Pikachu.
They've hired a hitman to take them out.
Exactly. Yeah, like a bounty, Dog the Bounty Hunter kind of thing.
So meanwhile, somewhere else now, Team Rocket is scarfing down. They're still dressed up in these old people outfits, and they are very confused about the English language and how the words capture, taken, and shot may have multiple meanings.
Yeah.
They really need an English lesson.
No idea.
And then they take their disguises off and they reveal themselves as Team Rocket as if we didn't already know.
Oh, I know, right? It's ridiculous.
Just in case you were that dumb. So the gang now is resting by a pond when Todd jumps out of a trash can to take a picture of Pikachu. But he's too slow. Ash keeps photobombing him. It's fun. Fun moments. I like
Yeah, he keeps just like, oh, too slow, missed again. Suddenly, like, Ash is in front, Pikachu's behind.
And so Team Rocket, we're back to them. They're back to their old ways. They're digging a hole. A good old hole, baby. We love digging holes. James hits something. We don't see anything about that, but that may come back later. So they cover the hole. Disguises go back on. Jesse and James...
They put on the wrong costumes. Yeah. They like quickly put them on. Suddenly they're in the wrong ones. They switch back. But I'm sure James would have preferred to be playing the woman.
Yeah, I'm slightly surprised that James wasn't originally playing the woman and Jesse was playing the guy.
They've done it many times. So.
And so Todd puts his camera back together. For someone who claims that his camera is his life, he does not treat that camera with much care. Oh my god.
He swings it around.
Bro, dude, don't spin the camera when you're putting the lens on it. He does. He spins the lens on. He spins it onto the tripod, and before he puts the lens on, he is letting the sensor look straight up into the sun. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That is a good call out. Yeah, he leads that this thing is his life, and then treats it like his death. He
must have like he's that SpongeBob meme where SpongeBob is smashing the clock, and then we cut to Squidward, and he's got a whole closet full of clocks. So Todd's got the closet full of cameras.
He's got really rich parents, maybe.
Yeah.
They'll buy him anything. Entitled little Todd.
Fucking Nepo babies.
Yeah.
So the gang is coming back down the path. Pikachu is so nervous. He's so scared of having his photo taken.
Oh, Pikachu hates cameras.
And Ash shit talks Todd until they fall in a hole.
He's like, Todd doesn't understand Pokemon's feelings, and then boom, falls in the hole.
Whose idea was it to put a hole in the road?
They're like, oh, probably Team Rocket.
And so Team Rocket say they're going to watch and learn from the expert as Todd goes in to capture this Pikachu.
Well, they're like, usually we fall in. This is great.
But he starts to take a picture, and this is where it clicks with Team Rocket.
Well, hold on. There's a little bit of dialogue quick there where Todd's like, how'd you get in there? And Ash is like, easy, we fell.
Oh.
So then, Todd's taking the pictures again. And Team Rocket's like, why is he taking a picture?
And then Meowth explains it all. He's like, oh, I see what happened. We wanted him to capture the Pikachu, but he thought he was going to capture the Pikachu on film.
Yeah, like how he spells the misunderstanding out here. So for anyone who didn't catch, that was the twist.
They do make funny use of it, unlike the guy with the Farfetch'd who just spelled out the whole backstory. Because as Meowth is telling this and explaining the whole situation, Jesse and James are getting more and more angry with him until after he's finished, they punt him up into the stratosphere. The
stratosphere. Yeah, first cat in space.
And so Todd gets a very cute photo of Pikachu in Ash's bag. It's very sweet. It's adorable. And the ground is starting to crack underneath Ash, so he's going to throw him a rope, but it's too late. Ash and Pikachu fall into a dam?
Or like a sewer-ish, more like a dam. Yeah, an underground waterway, I guess, is what they
very convenient into. For this episode, for this to be here.
Yeah, and Ash and Brock and Misty have made it out, I guess, by then, because they
or it was
fine.
only
I don't know. They're not
only Ash's, here. Only where Ash was sitting that cracked. But they're gonna go over the falls.
Well, Todd jumps into this waterway though. He's kind of on the pathway beside it. He's running after them. Ash and Pikachu are in danger because there's a waterfall ahead. And so Todd, has had that quick turn of heart suddenly. Grab a hold. He uses his tripod and camera. And Ash grabs on it at the last minute. So he's hanging off of this tripod over top of the waterfall.
Now, I want Mythbusters to tackle this. Can a tripod camera with a camera strap hold a 10-year-old boy?
Okay, Mythbusters, if you listen to the podcast, and we know you do, please come back and do a special on this particular Pokemon episode. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kellan will be very happy. And I probably won't watch, honestly, but like, cool.
You would no, I would force you to watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they can listen to my podcast, but like, whatever. I'm chill.
So Jesse and James do the motto from the side of the falls. It's another just normal, boring motto. I feel like we have been spoiled lately with good motto moments.
Yeah, gone back to the boring ones.
Yeah, now it's just nothing. But Meowth uses a really long net to scoop up Pikachu, and then James throws a bomb at these children.
These like Mario 2 kind of bombs. Like, what are these things?
They're classic cartoon bombs. They're
classic cartoon bombs. They're Legend of Zelda
a little wick
bombs.
with a big it's a big black ball with a wick on it. It's just a classic bomb.
Yeah, we have not seen these bombs in Pokemon yet.
No, I think we did.
They're very. Oh, really?
I
Smash
think the
Brosian bomb.
the Erica episode, they called them like blast balls.
Oh, right, the blast balls. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those basically light the whole gym on fire.
Mm-hmm.
These are just like little poofs.
Yeah. So, but he throws a bomb at them, and then another, and Todd's starting to slip, and then Ash gets an idea, and we see James going for one more, and the final pitch, he's going to throw it, and then Ash is like, hey, look here, everyone say cheese. He's going to take their picture. That was his big plan.
That's his big plan. But it works.
It works.
Okay, did you catch how Team Rocket has captured Pikachu during this?
It's a rubber bag.
Yeah, they used a net, an extendo net, and now they have Pikachu in a rubber bag. Sorry, go ahead. I like your metaphor here you're setting up.
Yeah, Ash uses Team Rocket's vanity against them.
That's their downfall. That's their hubris.
Because he goes to take a photo of them, and they have to get ready for this photo. They need to pose
say
right.
cheese, and they start posing, they're doing their hair, they're so into it.
And then he says, and look to your right, and they look in James's hand with the bomb, and it blows him up.
Blows up.
And so then the kick-ass music comes on, the electric guitar. And he sends out Bulbasaur. He razor leaps, cutting the rubber bag open and letting Pikachu escape. And then Bulbasaur Vine Whip spanks him down the path, and they go running into the river.
And if you think he's joking, no, he literally just spanks Team Rocket down the path.
And they go over the waterfall.
Who's your daddy's Team Rocket off of the cliff.
And before they fall, a poem.
Oh, this is great. So Jesse stops in midair and goes before falling and says, first, a poem.
Team Rocket drifted down the stream.
Now we scream. That was great. I liked it. It was random, but she's just like,
so
before
random.
we die, a poem.
A poem. And so Brock and Misty have found the guys now. Pikachu reunites with Ash. Ash catches him, almost goes tits up over the waterfall.
Yeah.
But thankfully, guys, it's fine. And Ash and Todd are friends now because they both like Pokemon, which seems like a very common thing that would probably be a thing in the Pokemon world. So Ash would have a lot of friends if this was the case.
Yeah, it's kind of like liking breathing.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, you like that sweet oxygen, eh? Me too. Damn. We friends.
It's almost like we're dependent on it. And so Todd's going to take a photo of his new friends, but he sets the timer and he's going to go, but he slips on Chekhov's rice ball.
Whoa.
And they get a fun photo. I'm gonna consistently make Chekhov's gun jokes throughout this entire
every
podcast.
single episode.
Every time. I just like the concept of Chekhov's blank. Like Chekhov's rice ball, that's fantastic. That's funny.
Yeah, we'll see
Fuck
how
you.
wacky you can make those. Chekhov's diaper at some point or something. Chekhov's loaded diaper. I don't know what that would be, but.
And so, they get a fun photo, and that's where the episode ends. We get the narrator with, a picture is worth 1,000 words, but a new friend is priceless.
And MasterCard will help you get there.
And, that's the episode.
All right, can you guess what my literary hour is?
No, actually.
It is Three's Company, because this whole episode is contingent on a common misunderstanding.
God damn it.
A linguistic tryst, if you will. Three's Company, the 70s sitcom starring John Ritter, where he is a straight man pretending to be gay so that his landlord does not evict him because he's living with two women. Very outdated series premise that makes no sense today, but every episode had some kind of misunderstanding. No, that actually isn't it, but it kind of works. It kind of works really well.
Serious.
I'm not serious. But the other one that's maybe more literary is there's a whole trope called the forced into evil or the forced villain trope. TVtropes.org has a huge article on this with all kinds of comparisons. That's basically the common trope of who originally seems kind of like the antagonist doing these actions because of some coercement or some pressures behind them, thus being revealed. And that's exactly what happens is Todd does seem nefariously sketchy, right? Like, why is he going after Pikachu so much? And he is being emotionally manipulated by Team Rocket. So the comparison or a good one of this trope would be from the Harry Potter series, Draco Malfoy. Draco is a contemporary at Hogwarts of Harry Potter's, and he is sort of like an antagonist, although kind of a minor one, who's always doing some shitty stuff to Harry and his friends. And we find out eventually that basically he is part of like a Nazi family who is constantly being pressured by Hitler. And a lot of what he is taking out is all of this stuff with his like messed up family behind him. So there you go. Not literally Hitler, Voldemort, in case you didn't catch that.
Wizard Hitler.
Hitler, yeah.
It's an apt comparison.
Yeah.
I've read Harry Potter, so I know that one. So
that's your contribution. I've read that.
You found a book I read.
That
Congratulations.
works, though, right? Malfoy, Todd,
yeah,
same.
Yeah, I think so, something like that. So before we get to the four-pour, I just think. Well, actually, you know what? We'll hold off just in case the category comes up. But yeah, let's rate it.
Okay, four-pour time. What are those categories?
First one will be Misty's exasperation.
Ooh, she doesn't get too mad this time, does she? It's not really a Misty episode.
No, not really. Nothing I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't really even have much dialogue from her written down. Oh, she gets mad at them when Ash knocks the rice in. That's it, though.
Yeah.
So it's like a 1.
I'll say actually 3.
Okay, I'll say a 1.
So then that rounds off to a 2. And category number 2, sweet sentences.
Ooh, I didn't actually capture a great sweet sentence. I had some from Canine Caper.
Well, there's the ending with the narrator that a picture's worth 1,000 words, but a new friend is priceless.
That's the kind of sentence you like, like a lofty philosophical thing. That's not my favorite. I like interesting sounds, metaphors. Ash saying, get a new life, I like. But that's just a stupid joke.
Get a new
Capture
life.
Pikachu before I die.
Team Rocket drifted down the stream.
And now we scream. Oh, I like the poem. Yeah. And now, a poem.
James with the final pitch. Whose idea was it to put a hole in the road? Thought that was funny.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, and Meowth going, I dug it. I've netted a Pikachu.
I'm going to say 6.
Yeah, like really the poem part is the funnest. If they had literally been like, if Team Rocket had explicitly said, our vanity was our downfall, that would have been pretty good. It's a 2 for me. It's a weak one.
All right, well,
averages to a 4.
4, and then that's a 3.
Wow,
3
this
out of 10.
episode is a doggy
for
doo-doo.
Pokemon Paparazzi.
I mean, it is kind of a so-so episode. It's fine.
It's all right.
But it does, I guess the most meaningful thing is it introduces this concept of Pokemon wilderness photography, which gives us Pokemon Snap. That's really the good contribution.
And we'll see it in the next week. Todd actually sticks around for a couple episodes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. He's in the next 2, I believe.
Oh, wow. Is he less of an insufferable little weirdo?
well, he realized that he and Ash both like Pokemon, so they're friends now.
Oh, so now he's a ride or die homie.
Yeah.
Classic shonen trope of who is your antagonist now becomes like your best friend.
So, the fun fact about this episode, I thought it was actually quite interesting reading about it. So, the initial dub of the episode, Todd's name was Snap. And so, because that is the default name for the character in Pokemon Snap, where Todd is from. However, because of potential legal issues between Pokemon and Kellogg's, because of the Rice Krispies mascot Snap, they redubbed the episode after the initial airing to change the name from Snap to Todd and retconned his full name into Todd Snap.
Wow,
I thought that was interesting.
That is weird. That was that big of a deal that they're
apparently.
Like, nah, Snap could be like one of these Rice Krispie motherfuckers. Like you'll get that mixed up. Like really? Okay.
Those little elves are brutal in court.
Yeah, you don't want to know where they hold their courts.
Better call Snap, am I right?
You got to stick your head into the tree in a hole to have it. And then they just like hit you with the gavel.
All right, well that's it for this week. That's what we got for you.
Yes, it is. Like I said before, loving the community engagement. We've had some great comments lately. If you're watching on YouTube, we're on the Skittlewickers is dead to us. We're on the Hydra Leech channel, HYDRA Leech, LEECH. We're on the Hydra Leech channel. Leave comments on the YouTube videos, please. Like, subscribe, all that. Social media garbage. If you're listening, if you'd prefer a podcast platform, we're on all the major podcast platforms. Yeah, and you can also reach us at 2kill@delibird@gmail.com. Intro and outro music is 80 Synthwave by Alexi Action. And finally, what are we doing next week, Kellan?
Next week, it's Tumor. Tumor, as we've been doing.
A tumor?
Oh, God. It's episode 58, The Ultimate Test, and episode 59, The Breeding Center Secret.
The Breeding Center Secret? Is this a Horty Brock moment as an episode?
Yeah, we go to the brothel. It's weird. Yeah. It's actually a band episode.
Yeah, and Brock brings along that synthesizer, that voice modulator, and things get really weird. You'll find that episode behind the Patreon.
You want to know what I find funny?
What?
Since I changed my YouTube name, you've decided to spell it out multiple times, even though it's two real life words. But back when it was literally just fucking gibberish, you never spelled it.
I was like, you'll get it. I think it's because this is it now. I knew you were going to change it, so we're committing, right?
Yes.
Yes. That is funny.
All right, we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Have a good one.
Or don't, I don't care.
Meowth, that's right.